Yeah, Aaron, open us up. What are your thoughts on episode 4? I think you feel pretty strongly about it, and I'm super curious to hear what you think because we haven't really.
Overall, okay. Let me start with the good. Okay, we're gonna go positives first, and then we'll go over.
I actually had the same thought because I have some positives to talk about as well.
All right, so let me hit my positives. I'm really disappointed with everything else, and I feel like I really try to not be so critical with shows or understanding this is a new rendition of it, they're gonna change things, it's fine, the Daredevil stuff, I wasn't as passionate about disliking it as you.
Usually that's my job. I will say, I'll defend him here. Usually the nitpicking and the bitching is my job.
But oh my gosh, I have so much nitpicking and complaining and bitching to do. This level right here is actually really hard.
Yeah, but this is one I told you I like a lot. I want to see how you approach this. This first part is already hard, getting out here. Ooh, I don't think I know about this. There's some loot. You play this whole sequence 90% underwater. There you go, sneak up on her. Didn't know what to expect. Oh man, that was bonkers. That was too. The double takedown.
Welcome to Backseat Directing,
where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
We're your hosts,
Andrew
and Aaron.
We put out new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
And on this episode, we're playing The Last of Us Part 2. It's episode 8. I know, we just went over that.
3, 2, 1,
action. Andrew, we are back playing The Last of Us Part 2, and today we're going to be talking about The Last of Us Season 2 a lot. Me and you haven't really talked about the latest episode, so I'm really excited to dive into that with you while we play the game. So the last episode that we saw...
and as always, spoiler alert for The Last of Us if you haven't played the games or watched the show.
Correct.
We are well past where the show is at right now.
Yes, we are alienating our audience by a lot.
But don't worry, because we are going to be talking about stuff that happens way in the future from this.
Yes.
So we can alienate you guys even more.
But for those of you who have seen both the show and the game, you're in for a treat. We're going to have a lot of fun today.
We're at in the story right now. It's a flashback to Ellie returning to St. Mary's Hospital, which is where the first game and first season of the show ended, where Joel saved her life at the hospital and Abby's dad died. So right now we're seeing Ellie trying to investigate what really happened because she's had this growing mistrust of Joel over the years.
Yeah, and the last part, or the last episode we saw on the show was episode 4. So we're going to be talking about kind of those first 4 episodes a bunch today, but mainly focusing on the latest episode, episode 4. So here we go.
Yeah, Aaron, open us up. What are your thoughts on episode 4? I think you feel pretty strongly about it, and I'm super curious to hear what you think because we haven't really.
Overall, okay. Let me start with the good. Okay, we're gonna go positives first, and then we'll go over.
I actually had the same thought because I have some positives to talk about as well.
All right, so let me hit my positives. The scenes with Isaac, pretty cool.
I agree. That was my number one positive.
Pretty cool. They added to his character with the beginning scene with the tank and throwing the bomb in there. And I think that's in the game, right?
They talk about him having been a Fedra agent before he was a wolf.
Yeah, but then even in Seattle day 1, when you're searching around, you open one of the tanks and in there's a bunch of skeletons.
You're
remember?
Right. Yeah, you're right.
So
that's probably it could be a reference to that because when you're in that big open area, when you first get to Seattle, like Aaron said, day 1, that is one of the little things that you can find. There's also a tank, and they found a tank in this episode.
Right.
They're on complete opposite corners of that map, but you can find a letter or some items in that little thing. I do think that sequence kind of went on really long. That's one thing I said when I was watching it, was the opening of that sequence where it has nothing to do with Isaac.
They're joking and stuff I didn't know what they're talking about.
They're establishing the
it-
Fedra people as like pricks.
And not knowing what they're fighting for.
Yeah.
Um,
But it does go on for a long time with the joke. Like
Yeah.
that's a very lengthy section. I think that could have been cut shorter because I do think, to me, seconds of this show, minutes of this show are like gold, you know, because I think we're on a big moment right now, but there's so much to get across in this super lengthy story of the game.
no.
He always tells me no. But like I said, the minutes of the screen time in the show are like gold. You have to be very careful because every minute that they spend on that extra little joke there is cutting out something else important that could otherwise have been delegated to time in the subway in that episode, time more like fighting in the news station. But I do think the Isaac stuff, even though we're complaining about it right now, I do think it's strengths because I think Jeffrey Wright's a really strong actor. He brings a lot of intensity, a lot of gravitas. But I really liked his second scene a lot more than that scene.
Yeah.
And they connected the two together because he brought that general with him. He like brought that one guy who was questioning things out to save his life and told him to make a choice.
And then he's like, they got what they deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like really made a follower out of him.
You know, I didn't realize that was him until right now, until you said that.
I've skipped 6 cutscenes. This is a cutscene heavy game.
Yeah.
We're skipping this cutscene generally because we're just doing a gameplay thing here, so we can chat about the game while we play, just for fun.
Correct.
Correct. Trying to be Isaac here with the gravitas. I love when I have a buddy in this game. For some reason, it makes things so much more fun. Like having
and
Lev
he just
or
doesn't like to
Yara.
be alone, you know?
Yeah, you get to chat with them. It feels like fun. Like you're on an adventure, even though it's a mission for blood. But his other scene was super sick. We get this little insight into him that like he likes cooking, and it's kind of a cool juxtaposition with the fact that he's given us this little cutesy detail that he likes cooking, but he's also torturing somebody.
Yeah, and that portion is in the game too. We just don't get to see him actually torturing this guy.
He walks out of the room. Yeah, right.
Abby shows up and he comes out of that room.
They show like a bloodied, naked scar on the ground.
Yeah,
and you can insinuate that he's been torturing them.
Right.
For information.
So I think that part was done well, and
it was so cool.
Yeah,
super like creaky and scary too.
And then I think the music store scene, that was done well.
Oh, dude,
it looked just like the game.
Take on Me, bro. Take on Me is heavily in my Spotify rotation. The Ashley Johnson version. I love that song to death, and I thought that Bella did a really good rendition of it. I thought it sounded really sweet. Having Dina walk up and sit down in front of her, it was really nice. I did like that scene a lot, and that room looks just like it does in the game.
Oh yeah, the whole store did.
For all the complaints that we're gonna have going forward, you cannot complain about this show's set design.
Yeah,
because it is
fantastic.
So incredibly accurate.
It looks just like the game.
The outside of the Weston's Pharmacy, I was like transported.
Yeah,
the Weston's Pharmacy is a random location of the game. It's not even an important spot. So including that just into their travel time, to me, makes it feel like more enveloped in the world. It makes it feel more like they're in the game. Which way should I go here? Oh, there's one over there.
So, you want to hear the rest of my?
Oh, sorry. I have one more complaint for the set design before we get to the negative.
Complaint.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more positive for the set design before we get to the negatives. So, I thought that the underground scene, while short, looked really good. And when they did the red lights, I was literally bopping in my seat. When they threw the red smoke, I was like, yeah, here we are. And then the news station. You can't tell me that didn't look just like it did in the game. So accurate to it. That upstairs room, dude, the upstairs room where she was like wrestling with that guy, I know that exact spot in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you climb up the thing and you come back down there. You're like in that room when all of the people walk in.
Yeah.
So I was like, my socks were blown off by how good that set looked. I mean, I wish the sequences in both of those places were more involved.
Hey, positives.
But the set design feels like you're in the game. It's insane how accurate it is. It's actually mind-boggling how ripped out of the game the locations are.
All right. Am I allowed to continue with my positives?
Oh, you have more positives. Go ahead.
I don't have any more positives. That was it. All I have was the Isaac stuff was good. and the music stuff was good. I'm really disappointed with everything else, and I feel like I really try to like not be so critical with like shows or like understanding like, oh, like this is a new rendition of it, like they're gonna change things, it's fine, you know, like the Daredevil stuff, like I wasn't as like passionate about disliking it as you.
Usually
you know?
that's my job. I will say I'll defend him here. Usually the nitpicking and the bitching is my job.
But oh my gosh, I have so much nitpicking and complaining and bitching to do for The Last of Us
you gotta
season 2.
Cut that clip.
I have so much, and I'm so upset. Like I was watching it, episode 3, like kind of let me down, you know?
So you were already going into it in a bad mood, you're saying?
Yeah.
Not that invalidates how you feel about it, because
Or even episode 2. Episode 3, nothing really happened.
Well, I saw somebody say, I think, in our comments that episode 4 was a filler episode, which episode 3 is way more of a filler episode than episode 4 is.
I was talking to one of my friends
happens.
about it, and they were like, oh, like, so much happened. And I was like, what are you talking about? Nothing happened in episode 3. They literally decided to leave. In the game, that takes 2 seconds. Tommy is gone immediately.
Not even
and
a
then
decision.
Ellie and Dina follow.
Yeah, I think that they try to tell her not to go, right? And then Tommy goes. That conversation may be in my head.
I think Tommy is gone by the time Ellie wakes up.
Oh snap!
And like she's up in the room, and then she comes downstairs, and Dina and Tommy's wife are there, and Tommy's wife's like, Tommy left.
Maria maybe tells her not to go. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Okay. Things I didn't like. You ready?
Yeah. This dude's about to unload.
I'm trying to think of the order of everything here. Okay, like there's 2 major scenes that I didn't like, and that was, you mentioned it, the subway scene. Although it looked exactly like the game, which I value and appreciate a ton because it looks so cool in the game. And you're right, they nailed it. But the sequence was nothing like the game. They won. When we were in that tower, right, where we were talking about, you said it looked great. We have the scars, the wolves are hanging, and
yes, the scars hung
because the scars hung the wolves, and then the wolves show up, and then the only like fighting and conflict Ellie like actually faces herself is she chokes out a guy, Dina shoots a guy, and then Ellie stabs the guy that she had in the chokehold, and then they run. And they don't fight at all. Or they don't trap them or, you know, like use any of their other tools to get out of the situation. And then more people show up. It's those people chasing them after they killed 2 of them. Which, yeah, like 2 of them's a lot when you're thinking like real life, but it takes away from who these characters are. You know, Ellie is this character that is a force to be reckoned with, right? She is the female version of John Wick in a post-apocalyptic world, and we're not getting that. Right now, she's just a person in a post-apocalyptic world. She's just a girl who's upset, who's going to try to find her father's killer, basically.
Yeah.
But she has no traits that are different than anyone else that we've seen in the show. The second thing, she has like no survival instinct whatsoever. No tactical suave. You know, Dina is basically her tactical person, right? She's saying, hey, your plan of just marching straight up to them isn't a smart one. And Ellie's like, yeah, I guess you're right. You know? And then Dina is the one who's counting the clickers, and she miscounts by like 100.
By a million?
Yeah. So like her listening isn't even that good or accurate in terms of how many numbers are coming. But it is cool that they showed the listening aspect.
Yeah.
But that's
part
Ellie.
of the game. Yeah.
That's Ellie. You know, like in the game, Ellie and Dina, that was a nice shot. Ellie and Dina work together.
Yeah.
You know, but right now it's very heavily reliant on Dina. Ellie would not make it out there by herself in the show. And that's a big problem for me.
And they already made a point earlier in the season of saying that Ellie is like more conscientious and level-headed than she was in the game. Like they talk about how the therapist doesn't believe that she actually means what she says at the town meeting, and she knows it's like the best thing to get people on board, right? So if she's that conscientious, then they're basically saying that her tactical acumen is just her being dumb and not her being like headstrong and impulsive, you know?
Right.
Because she's already had the ability to hold herself back in other instances.
Yeah.
I don't totally like the way I handled that encounter, but
Hey, you didn't die?
Didn't
Off
die.
to a good start. We are playing this game. I like to say it every episode. We are playing this game on hard for all of the settings, except for the supplies we have on light. That way we're able to use all the weapons so we can have fun while we're playing the game.
hopefully so it's more entertaining to you guys.
Yeah. Because right now I'm playing at home. I'm playing this game on hard on all of the settings. And I have like 3 bullets total. Like... I have nothing to defeat these people. Yeah, in some of the places, I'm literally just having to sneak past the people or the zombies.
We would just have to play super, super slow for you guys. So.
Yeah, conservative, and we'd have to repeat the same thing over and over again, and that's not as fun. But anyways, yeah, so they leave the tower, and they get into the subway, and they don't do any sneaking around. They don't throw a bottle to get the clicker to go over here, or... somehow like make noise by the wolves to get the clickers to go over to the wolves, which is how I ended up beating the level when we played a few episodes ago. So there wasn't like any tactic, you know, there wasn't any aspects of the game play in this portion of the story.
Well, it's just not how the game goes. They don't just only run from zombies. They also fight them.
Right. Yeah. And like, I get it in the game, like Joel and Ellie, they're taking on 5-10 people at a time. And maybe you're like, that's unrealistic for one person to get out of. Okay, sure. But why can't they fight a little bit more? And like, I don't think it takes away from the realism that much. It builds the character.
Yeah.
You know, like, John Wick's killing 100 people with just him, and we love it.
I mean, at the end of last season, Joel killed an entire hospital full of people.
Right.
That's very John Wick-esque and not very realistic.
Like, Rambo's a one-man army, and we love him as a character. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that is a part of who Ellie is, but we're not getting that. And I think that's a big disservice to the, like... aura of who this character is.
They're taking her toughness away, just like they're taking Abby's toughness away.
Right, like right now, just watching the show, season 2, what is someone supposed to like about Ellie?
I mean, I think the answer would just be watered down things that people like about her from the game. She's tough.
Is she?
It's
in season 2. Is she?
She's had tough moments. When she fought that guy, even though it was just sparring, that was pretty tough.
So in practice,
she took out the stalker.
In training, she showed that she's tough when they specifically say that guy was holding his punches.
Also, she fought one stalker, which is like a fraction of what would happen in the game because the stalkers are always in groups in the game. Right. So basically everything's been decreased, which was in season 1, we did have a little bit of complaints, even though we love season 1, complaints about the lack of action or fights or amount of zombies, amount of enemies. And we thought they were going to pick that up in season 2 because season 1 was so successful.
Which they have, but I don't think they've done it in the way that we were expecting.
Yeah. And
we can touch on that more. I have reasons why I think season 1 was so good and why season 2 hasn't been as good. But I want to talk about that a little bit later after I finish my complaints about this episode. So we talked about the tower and the red scene in the subway. Now let's go to the theater. So in the game, there's spores, and in the show, there is not spores. So while they're escaping the horde, which is in the game, there is the horde. While they're escaping that horde, they go through spores. And Dina's mask breaks, and Ellie
gives her mask.
Yeah. Or no, sorry. Ellie's mask breaks, and Dina tries to give her the mask, and she's like, no, I can breathe. And there's like this moment of like, are you sure? Like, how can you do that? Blah, blah, blah. But then they get out of there. But in this one, she gets bit, and that's okay because they changed the spores or whatever. But then when they get to the theater, Dina is, I think, rightfully concerned. You don't have to go through here. You can completely skip this part.
Should we just go more towards the plot? Because there's loot here.
But how much of your supplies are you going to lose?
Eh.
You can go through it. I think it'd be fun. I didn't do it on my playthrough.
I'll leave Jesse to die.
I don't even know what's in there. So, but anyways. So Dina is rightfully concerned, and there's this tense moment that I actually think is well done, where she's holding the gun on Ellie, and Ellie's like, "Hey, like I'm okay, I'm immune," and she's like, "How are you immune? Like you're basically lying to me because you don't want me to kill you," kind of thing. And it was tense, and that was good. But then Ellie was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go wrap this up and fall asleep, and like if I change in the morning, you can shoot me and kill me." And then when she does wake up and hasn't changed, Dina's still a little skeptical, but she sees that she didn't turn, so she starts to believe her. And then she comes up and says, "Ellie, I'm pregnant." And then what do?
Boom.
They immediately hook up with each other. Which
yeah.
doesn't make sense at all. It's so clunky and awkward and confusing. If someone who I liked that I have yet to get with, right? We've had a kiss, but it was kind of a kiss that it didn't like mean much. It was just kind of like a late night party kind of thing, you know? And you're not quite sure of your guys's like status, right? Or I'm not sure of our status in this scenario. And then this girl tells me she's pregnant. I am not going to jump on her in that moment. I'm going to be like pumping the brakes, being like, whoa, like this is kind of an obstacle coming between us here. You know, like, what do you mean you're pregnant?
Yeah. And,
you know, like, does that mean you're going back with the father?
Ellie says at one point too, she's like, "I'm going to be a dad." It's like, you can chalk that up to her being young and like not maybe like knowing how much work a kid is, but that's kind of a light, breezy way to take on like this person who you've just started a relationship with. That's a lot.
Also, like, isn't it kind of like assuming
that she wants you in that capacity?
That like you're gonna like you guys had a kiss one night, you had tension in a tent another night, and then she told you you're pregnant right after you guys almost died. You guys hooked up, and now you think you're just going to be the parent of her child?
Well,
you don't even know if you guys are together yet.
Yeah, raising kids together is huge.
Like, you guys aren't in a relationship yet. You've just had sex once.
That's a lifelong commitment. It's bigger than marriage. If you're going to have take care of a kid together, that's like I think the biggest commitment that two people can have.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, it's so much better in the game.
Yeah, I think they needed that connection beforehand, because even with the depth that their connection has grown to in like weeks or maybe even a few months in the game, when she finds out she's pregnant, Ellie's pissed.
Yeah, but she's pissed for multiple reasons. One, that like, hey, I was starting to fall in love with you, and now you're telling me you're having a kid with your ex. Like, that's a big obstacle. But then two, like, how long have you known? You couldn't have told me sooner so I could take you back home so you can be safe. Like, you're just putting yourself and now your baby in danger,
and now it's something
knowingly. And now if you get hurt, it's going to be on my conscience.
It's something she has to consider too, so it slows her down.
Right.
She says, like, Dina's like, she says, "How long have you known?" She's like, "Weeks." Ellie says, "Weeks. We could have turned back." And Dina says, "Well, I didn't want to be a burden." And Ellie says, "Well, you're sure shit one now, aren't you?" Like, and she's a burden to her. Like, it's not like the pregnancy is going to suddenly go third trimester overnight. Oh my god!
But now it's like
but now she has to
a
think
conscious
about it.
thing. Yeah. Like, you have to, like, you don't want to put her in these situations, because if she dies, it's not only her who's dying. You know, it's this kid who didn't ask to be there. You know, so it's so much better in the game, and I feel like she has such a more realistic reaction to it. You know, like, if someone's not planning to have a baby, the reaction is normally surprised, you know, and like, maybe you're happy once you're able to kind of comprehend what's going on. But if you're just casually kissing someone or sleeping with someone and they tell you that, like, you're not going to immediately be like, we're going to be one big happy family, right? I'm so excited, you know?
This person's going to get blown up, I think. They might get
It's
close.
weird. Yeah. So those are my complaints with this episode. You want to hear why I think season 1 was good in comparison to season 2?
Man, you've been
Dude, I've been going. This is the complete opposite of how this normally goes. I'm getting my words out for like a month's worth of podcast episodes here.
I have some complaints that I'll get into. I just hope I'm going to try to remember them.
Yeah, and I want you to focus on the gameplay here while I complain some more. So season 1, I think, is a fantastic season of television. Season 1 got me into the games. I hadn't played the games before season 1. So going into the season, I didn't know anything about the story. So I watched the first 2 episodes, I believe, and then I started playing the game. And then I ended up playing the game pretty much alongside the show for the remainder of the season. So pretty much the show would happen, and I would play that portion of the game and or vice versa. So I finished them around the same time, give or take. So I had the joy of seeing how they were doing it in both mediums. And what I really liked about season 1 was that the show added to the game, but kept all of the core beats.
Like the Bill and Frank stuff. I think
Right.
those are the right names.
That is the right names. That was expanded on from the game because the show wasn't solely focused on the perspective of Joel, because that's who we're playing as, is Joel. So it didn't make sense if we had a cutscene of Frank and Bill for 45 minutes in the game, you know, because then we wouldn't be playing anything. So it was really cool to see that expanded on. That was a terrible shot.
I can see the grass is in my way. I can't see.
And then, but they kept all of the major beats, and they kept them pretty much in order of the game. Now, season 2 isn't adding to the story; they're changing the story, which is different. Because in season 2,
I'm cooked, dude.
in season 2, they are
Silent.
ooh. Good shot. Kind of. Mostly. I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. But in season 2, they are changing aspects of the story, not adding to them. Like Tommy not going after Joel, or even before that, Tommy not being with Joel when he dies. And then Dina being with Joel instead. They changed all the stuff, or they added all the stuff with Jackson, which ends up changing the fact that Tommy does not leave to go after Joel's killer, who is Abby. They changed the fact that we know a lot more about Abby before Abby kills Joel. So we aren't finding out with the character of the story, we're finding out before them, so we kind of know her motivations, and it takes away from the element of surprise, which created a lot of anger in the game towards this villainous character, which later the game makes you fall in love with. But instead, we're already sympathizing with her and the scars. They showed us all of that stuff with the scars already as well. So they're changing the order of things, which changes how you perceive the game, or sorry, the story. And they're adding in pieces that aren't in the game. Like Dina telling her that she's pregnant and them not have already been together in a relationship. They changed the tent scene that wasn't in the game, and they changed the flirty aspect of them talking about their kiss to actually being more like just tension. So that, in recap, is why I think season 2 is not as good as season 1. And that's because they're changing things rather than expanding upon the game.
Yeah,
End
it's disappointing.
of rant.
Do you want to take over and play for a little bit?
Yeah.
I think this place has like a little bit more looting, but you could probably just move on if you wanted to, because we got a lot of stuff. So we talked about what we liked already. My complaint with it, we've kind of already touched on, but it's really mostly just that the complaint I had from early in the season is that I felt like they were going to spend too much time on frivolous things and then rush through the things that I actually cared about. And that fear has come to a head in this episode, because some of the coolest sequences in Seattle Day 1 have been gone through like in a fraction of the time. So if you have
Where
played
am I supposed to be going?
that way, and then like to the left, I think. Yeah, around there. So if you played the game, you know that that's like back where you came from. Must be something in the water maybe, and can you go under? Yeah. It's hard to just jump in.
Yeah.
But like I've been trying to start saying, if you play the game and you're familiar with the sequence that's in the subway with the red lights, you know that's probably the most iconic gameplay sequence in the game. Is that crazy to say? That's
Most recognizable.
yeah. In one of the most iconic and instantly recognizable sequences, at least. And that sequence was played for so quick in the game, because in the show,
Quick in the show, yeah.
because in the game you actually kill a bunch of wolves, you kill a whole bunch of zombies, and then the huge horde starts chasing you. And the way that they shake things out in the show has omitted so much of the like badass elements of Ellie and Dina, where they're doing a lot more running than fighting, and they're struggling to take out like 2 people, you know. But I
remember once. Oh, I know where I'm going.
when I played the game, I was in that news station. I was fighting off 10, 15 wolves, you know,
Yeah.
going stealth, firing shotgun rifles. So
I would have liked to see some of that.
even if they just lowered the group to like 5 people, they're 2 on 5. That's not the craziest.
Or you just have them throw like one of those Molotovs, and it takes out a few of them.
And then they scatter and they take out the stragglers.
Yeah. Like, it's not that hard. Okay, it is hard. But it's not that much to ask for.
Yeah, I agree. It's okay to
Asking them to create choreography in these fights that it still is moving the story forward.
And I didn't even think as much into what you said, which I now really agree with, that they're not making Ellie enough of a beast. Like, if in that sequence, if instead of what they did, if Ellie and Dina saw them walk in, and Ellie turned to Dina and said, all right, Dina, you sneak around that way and get an angle on them. I'm going to throw this Molotov cocktail at them. When they're panicking, then you get them from the flank. And then Ellie's like now giving tactical decision making, and like they actually take a few people out, you know?
Right.
Those 2 things would have added a lot of weight to it. I mean, it's still cool to get the big horde chase scene. Like, I don't want to completely ignore the positives, because I kind of honestly like the way that Ellie got bit instead of the spores this time, because Ellie like had to literally throw herself in front of Dina with her arm and let herself get bit, you know?
Yeah.
Which is something they're constantly thinking about not doing. Even Ellie, if she's immune, is constantly thinking about not getting bit by these things. And she had to like, that shows how much he cares about her, that she threw her life down on the line in a second, because her instinct is not going to be, oh, I'm immune, I can get bit, you know?
Right.
So I still think that was
it's still an open wound. Like, it can still get affected.
Yeah, it's still dangerous regardless.
Right.
But I think that thing could really have done even more damage than that. But I think that sequence is cool. Like you said, the way they played it had good tension. But going from that tension to this whipping 180 where they're sleeping together, and I get maybe that they're going for like, oh, we narrowly survived death and we have this like high adrenaline, you know, like we just survived the situation together, so taking comfort in each other. But it felt weird the way that it was done, because Dina was literally ready to kill her, you know?
Right.
And that's such an emotional place to be at. It wasn't like, oh, we both survived a car accident from this random third party. Like, let's wrap up in each other's arms and like make out. It was like, you were about to shoot her in the head.
Yeah.
Like, you were going to be the one to kill her. That's
And
a
then-
lot different of a dynamic, I feel like.
And then on the other side, Ellie just found out she's pregnant.
Yeah. So they're both, yeah.
Like,
The dropping the pregnancy bomb right there is crazy.
it would have made a little more sense if they just had sex. And then after that, she's like, hey, I have something I really need to tell you. I probably should have told you sooner,
And I don't want you to be mad at me. And yet,
but I'm pregnant. And then it's like, oh, you know, like, then it's heavy.
then Ellie could get mad.
Because instead it was like, I'm pregnant. Kiss me. You know, like, that just doesn't happen like that, you know? Like, unless if you're already in a relationship and it's your baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ellie,
You know,
Ellie
like-
also, after they slept together, was like, how do you know you're pregnant? Like, if somebody says I'm pregnant and kisses you, wouldn't you be like, hold on?
Yeah.
I have follow-up questions.
Yeah. I would for sure.
Also, somebody said that it omits a great joke in the game, which is she tells her she's pregnant, and Ellie like looks freaked out, and Dina says, "Don't worry, it's not yours." That's hilarious. We got robbed of
So
that.
funny.
Robbed.
Oh man, now I'm even more disappointed. Okay, this level right here is actually really hard.
Yeah, but this is one I told you I like a lot. Like, I want to see how you approach this. This first part is already hard. Getting out here. Ooh, I don't think I know about this. Oh, some loot. Yeah, I just feel like both of those
Come on,
sequences
can I get there? Can I get there?
deserve more.
Oh no.
Look up, look up. Spam X. But man, those sequences are so important. And we got a town hall meeting that was probably what, 10 minutes long? And then those sequences together are about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The town hall's not even in the game story. And those are huge parts of the game, huge action sequences. Like,
Oh, I need a silencer so bad.
it's just not an action show, you know? It's just a drama show. Like, you watched a little bit of The Walking Dead. Like, you watched 2 or 3 seasons. I feel like it's an action show and a drama show.
Yeah, there's way more tactics involved in that. Because they're like planning, like they have to walk through this herd without being seen, so they dump themselves with guts and blood and stuff so they don't get seen. They, you know, have to fight off a bunch of zombies throughout the
talking to somebody?
game. No.
Okay. 1 bullet left. I'm going full Deadpool on these guys.
Just trying to see.
Worth a
Just
shot.
trying to see, yeah.
1 bullet wasn't going to do much anyway.
Oh, these are fire arrows, aren't they?
Yeah.
Gosh darn it, that's not.
I guess I didn't leave you with a whole lot here, huh?
Well, you did. I have a lot of stuff.
Just don't have silence.
I don't have any stealth stuff. It's all go, go, go. So I'm going to have to change my approach a little bit.
You could sneak up behind somebody.
Yeah, I'm considering my options here.
I do feel like the Isaac stuff added characterization to not just Isaac, but the beef between the Scars and the Wolves. And I think that the torture sequence showed us how far both sides are willing to go. The Seraphites are willing to die for their cause and for their Messiah. And the Scars are willing to absolutely deprave themselves and like do questionably, ethically questionable, morally reprehensible things to take over Seattle, you know?
Right.
They've already done horrible things to get Fedra out of there, and now they're fighting against... The part about the children is crazy. Also, like, I really appreciated the way that dialogue was written. You kill our children. We kill them because you train them to shoot arrows at us. We train them to shoot arrows at us because you kill them. And, like, them, like, going back and forth at each other. It's a really good way to describe the cycle of violence because neither part sees themselves as the villain, you know?
Right. Which is often very true.
Yeah. And you probably can't even remember which came first. And to some degree, it's probably, the truth is probably some version in between what they're both saying, you know?
Right.
Maybe a wolf accidentally shot a kid and then they trained them to be soldiers or, you know, whatever it is. That scar looked crazy, though. Was that all just makeup, you think? I thought that... Oh, that's not fair. The water's always a good option or getaway. But I thought it looked kind of like... Is there a getaway spot here?
Of course
I thought it looked like the person had been CGI'd to look skinnier.
Really?
But maybe I'm crazy because Sierra told me I was tripping.
Yeah, I don't.
It looked good. I'm not saying like that. That visually looked bad. Nice getaway. This water looks so disgusting.
It's really dark, too.
But I thought the dialogue in that scene overall was really strong. The Seraphite's commitment to just putting his hand out there to be burned is crazy. And
Just
also,
his
like,
level of dedication to his Lord and Savior.
exactly. Also, like you said, it adds more characterization that wasn't as fleshed out in the game, even though like we got the context that they were like torturing people in this one place. It's crazy to have him just sitting there naked. And also a super crazy way to torture somebody is just heating up that pan, you know?
Yeah.
It also shows the versatility of them in the apocalypse. They're like just using whatever they have as like a torture equipment, you know? Oh man, as soon as you...
Right here.
Ooh, they got the machete. You're too smooth with the water. It sucks that we don't have any stealth stuff specifically for this sequence. Although if you do go back and watch it, I know you were mostly talking. My sequences were decently clean.
Yeah, it seemed like you were cruising.
I do think this part is harder than some of the parts I was playing. Oh my god, dude, you're in hot water.
Almost literally. I just don't have anywhere to go. I just have nothing to like sneak up on him with.
I like Jeffrey Wright as Isaac a lot, honestly. He's only been in a little bit of the show, but I think his casting is one of the best castings in the show.
I mean, he's reprising his role.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, he motion captured him in the game. It's so cool that they do that.
Mm-hmm.
The show does have a lot of good about it. I can't believe that Ellie was just going to run straight at that building, though. Like you said, no tactical skills.
Oh, God.
I just leads him right to you.
No, that's not me. Oh, there's someone right there. Oh, and I can't point my gun. Oh.
Bro is having the hardest time of his life right now.
Gotta admit, though, I'm doing okay. Until I die right here.
Until you drown. He doesn't know. Oh my gosh, he doesn't know.
How did he not know? What an idiot.
Toss him in the water, Ellie. You want that. You want that axe, yeah. Interesting that there was no Abby whatsoever in this episode.
Right?
Or I think they would have maybe squeezed her into the Isaac scene or something. I feel like Caitlin Deaver seems younger than Abby. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe since Abby seems tougher and more muscular, you know, puts a little bit of years on her. But I feel like
Where's that guy going?
Abby had more of a presence. Like I could see her being like a top general in Isaac's army, you know?
Right.
Caitlin Deaver, I'd be like, why are you relying on this 16-year-old girl?
That was weird.
You're relying on this like skinny high schooler to be one of your top commanders. Well, I know she's not supposed to be a high schooler.
I guess I'll go get that guy.
I do think episode 4 was cooler than episode 3. And I am glad that they actually had Dina and Ellie get together. Even if it was under circumstances that didn't match the quality of the game, I'm just glad that they put them together because ultimately an even bigger worry for me is that they wouldn't get together. Ooh, shotgun ammo. Now you can handle anything.
I've had a lot of shotgun ammo. I just don't have anything to stay quiet with.
We do have 3 Molotovs. But yeah, I'm glad they progressed their relationship, because them being together is a big, important part of this season. I don't think it has the same like connection, the same depth of feeling that we had in the game.
Right.
Which is, it hurts, but you know, nothing we can do about that now. Were Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin writing it together in the first season?
Oh, sure. You know the best strategy in this game?
Dive in the water.
Kill and run. Kill and run.
Hey, he knows the strategy. Man, when you have the what do you call it? Whatever of surprise, the element of surprise, the axe is so much more effective. People can tank 3 axe swings before they die when they are not surprised by it. Dude, you should just cap her with the rifle.
Can't get up there.
Oh, you can't climb up there? That sucks.
Oh, maybe I can.
Oh. Wait, there's a guy on your left. There's 2? I think there's 2. Oh,
Is this gonna ruin me?
you're standing so out in the open right now. I want to see if I can find out. Because I only saw Craig Mazin listed as a writer for this last episode, and not Neil Druckmann. Creators. Where's the writing staff?
Oh, yes, okay. At least got one.
Neil Druckmann. Written for television. Neil Druckmann's only credited on writing on 5 episodes, whereas Craig Mazin's credited on writing for 15 episodes. And Haley Gross is credited on 2 episodes.
Someone right
as well.
there?
She worked with Neil Druckmann to write the game.
Dude, there's 3 of them right there.
Take them all out. 3 instant headshots. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's easier said than done.
I mean, I would do it, but
Oh, would you now?
I'm elite. Oh, he's gonna get you. You got a brick? Nope. Yeah, nothing. Dead. Right in the neck. Yeah, there might be people on the other side of the water too. They're nothing to you. You should reload that last bullet. Why not? Oh, run. Yeesh. There's no time to react to that. I mean, that's pretty accurate. You wouldn't want to throw it to give them time to react to it. Is this how you go?
Yep.
No, he's good. Don't get shot. Duck.
Where do I go, Andrew?
That way, you go. You got it. Down. There you go. A little sip of oxygen. I wonder how much of the water stuff they're going to put into the show. That makes me curious. Do they know you're here?
Dude,
They are on your ass.
where do I go?
But the water sequence where you're like in the boat and there's all kinds of craziness. There's like that big storm and there's that big like whitewater rapids basically through the center of Seattle. That'd be pretty hard to do, don't you think?
Yeah.
I would certainly. Can you just make it here? That would certainly present a challenge. So I think it'd be really cool to do it, and it would suck to not have it. It's honestly coming up here right now. I think in the game we're playing, but I hope they do it. Oh my God, you've been spotted again. This is the sequence that never ends. We're gonna title this episode just like after this one portion of the game. Can you get up for some air and get all the way across to the other side? Down immediately. Go down. Don't get cocky with your oxygen, brother.
But I need it.
I need it. You need to breathe water. That's what you need. You need to develop skills. Juke her out. You play this whole sequence 90% underwater. There you go. Sneak up on her. She doesn't know what to expect. No way. That was bonkers. Oh, there's two. A double takedown. That's a Scooby-Doo ass laugh you just made. You sound like a.
So did she. She like jumped up with her knees so high in the air.
Man, you need to just get in a boat and bail out of here. Yeah, I think you can get in that boat and possibly escape.
Yeah, but I want to kill them all. They deserve it. They killed my father.
I killed them. I killed them all. They were animals. I slaughtered them like animals.
The women.
Not just the men. The women. And the children, too.
Can I get this guy?
The shotgun might be a little bit far range. He doesn't hear that, bro. He's deaf.
Dude, why did he turn this way?
He might have heard you cock the shotgun. Like Bucky coming
They
off.
don't hear that, do they?
I don't know.
That'd be pretty crazy.
Be some advanced bots. Right. At the last second, you can sprint those last like 2 steps.
It never lets. I never like get it clean when I do that.
All right, close to the boat. I really want stealth stuff for like the rest of the game.
Yeah, no shit. Wonder who used all of that.
Yeah, but it was worth it though for the clips.
Son of a gun. I hate it.
Get in your boat. Bro's back in the water. You can fight them. You have a good amount of health. You can take them.
No, because they all swarm.
Yeah, but you've killed so many of them. How many can be left at this point, you know?
All of them.
Looks around.
They can't see me in the lily pads. Science.
Say ribbit. They'll be confused.
Go under. Pressing the wrong button.
Yeah, I guess I do think season 1 is a little bit stronger than season 2 so far.
Just a little?
Well, there's still a lot of time left in season 2. I don't want to judge it too prematurely.
I think there's only 3 episodes left, dude.
That's
We're halfway.
That's about half. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic on it.
That's so weird.
Someone on the show's got to be optimistic
Why
on it.
are you being so optimistic?
Someone has to. You know, if we're gonna switch roles, I got to at least try to play mine a little bit.
I guess. I
don't think it's that bad. I think it's just worse than the game. I don't think it's a bad show.
Yeah, but like, you love the game, and when you love something,
I really love it.
no one's allowed to change that, you know? I want that Andrew right now. Son of a gun, dude.
Dang, I didn't even kill him. There we go. Oh, his arm.
All right, we're gonna go now. Oh, that was the last one.
All
Gosh, darn it.
that for that one last guy.
I was ready. I was ready.
I told you there wasn't a lot left.
Dude, hey, that's the first time I've ever done this without dying on
Good.
the first step. So, here you go.
You sure?
Yeah. Dude, I just swam forever. I need a break.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say like I hate it. I don't know.
Which is crazy.
I think it's a lot better than Daredevil Born Again, you know? I don't think it's anything that like egregious.
But it's not, dude. They're undercutting all of the emotional beats.
Yeah.
All of them.
No, I agree. I agree.
It's just as bad as Daredevil Born Again.
No, that I disagree.
Yes, it is.
It's not that bad.
What's better about it?
I think that
They haven't ironed out the character of Ellie at all. She's basically not even Ellie. She's not a badass in this season. She has no tactical ability. She doesn't have any survival skills. They didn't have a relationship before Joel died, which was very important to the story. They just hooked up after finding out that she's pregnant, which was awkward and weird and doesn't make sense. Dina's going to stay with her, apparently, because they were like, hey, we're going to do this together.
Here's the difference for me, I think, between The Last of Us and this, is that, or between The Last of Us and Daredevil. I think it's that Daredevil, I've already seen that they can do it right. I've seen how it's easy to do it right and on a low budget with this, but the difference, I've seen them do it right in a game. Like,
We saw them do it right for season 1.
well, I mean, season 1,
They did it right.
they did it better, but season 1 is still has similar complaints of like cutting down. My biggest issue is like cutting down the big moments and like
Well, they cut
the
down
fighting and the
they cut down
action.
the fighting and the action.
They did that,
but they
in both.
delivered on all of the emotional beats that the game had, and that's what separates the game from other games. Is all the emotional beats. So they took that portion and ran with it. But now they're not only undercutting the action, but now they're undercutting the emotional beats, which was the strength of the first season and is part of the strength of the game.
They're all valid complaints. I agree with what you're saying.
You're not going to agree with me just for the podcast's sake, and it
But-
makes me annoyed.
No,
You're playing your part.
No.
I get it.
No.
I get it.
I'm-
After this is done recording, Andrew's going to be like, yeah, I agree with you.
No. I'm being honest because in Daredevil Born Again, they literally removed Foggy and Karen. Like, yeah, they're not letting.
Yeah, they're basically removing Tommy.
They're not having Tommy go, but Tommy's not gone. They didn't just write him off.
The Tommy that we know is gone.
It's a different. Yeah, it's not as cool.
The Ellie we know isn't there.
It's a crappier version of Tommy, and it's a crappier version of Ellie, I guess. Yeah.
So it's a crappier version of the two main characters.
Oh,
So how is this better than Daredevil Born Again?
hold on. This is gonna cheer you up. I found the gate. I found the code to the safe, and it's your birthday. 701264. Hey, write that down.
Did you get me a present?
Write down 701264, please. Remember it.
701264.
Oh, we'll just go back and watch the video.
701264. See, now you'll remember it. You don't need that. Just go through that hole.
Doesn't? Oh, I just have to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
701264.
See, singing it helps. 701264.
Do it like you're announcing a radio show.
701264.
The panda. That's from Daddy's Home. 7012. Maybe go all the way around.
Say it with us. 64.
I thought you were just going to start saying random numbers.
No, I wouldn't mess you up like that.
There we go. Give me some stuff.
Gimme.
No.
Dang, you did all that in one grab?
Yeah, you just hold the button.
What? Really?
I swear I taught you this when we played the first game too.
I did not know that. I thought you had to press it.
No, you just hold it.
Oh my gosh.
There's multiple things.
You just saved me so much time.
You've played this game so much too.
I've played it more than you have at this point.
No.
You don't think so?
Well, you're on your third playthrough.
Yeah.
I'm also on my third playthrough, so it might be a similar.
Is this your third playthrough?
Um,
Because this is my fourth playthrough.
no,
Because I played I played 2.5 by myself.
Yeah, I think I've played 2.5 by myself also. No, because I haven't. So I played the first half twice. I haven't played the second half.
Okay. I wonder how many hours you're at for this game.
Yeah, well, it's tough to compare because my hours here include times where we were both playing together, so that would benefit me more.
We kind of know how many hours that was. We've done 7 episodes of like an hour and a half. Let's say
73.
each. Yeah, I think mine alone is at 80.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Well, it's probably just play
Shut
time.
up.
That's play time of you just dying over and over again.
Shut up. That is not the case. Not the case.
I mean, you knew where I was going.
Not
because-
true. Not true. I am very good.
Not
very
true.
good.
That is not true. I'm very good. I'm the best. Actually, the best. I can do better.
I knew-
Work on it.
I knew exactly what you were going to do.
This is such a good game, though.
Man.
Takes you a lot longer to play through the game than it takes me. That's all I'm saying.
No. No, it doesn't.
I do actually play through it kind of slow because I try to loot a lot.
Yeah, I try. I've been trying the second and now the third time. I've been trying to like go through each round like clean, you know?
There's a fight here, I think.
I don't think it's yet.
Somewhere.
It's close.
There it is. Yeah. You're like, not yet. 2 more
No,
seconds.
yeah. Whatever, shut up.
You know you can go right through this spot.
Yes, I have. I think I did my first time through. Are you going to? Oh, you're just gonna get close enough for them to see you?
No, I got a better way. I'll show you. I figured this out. I don't
Are
know
you
if
gonna climb on that train?
Yeah.
What?
You know about this? I only found this
No.
out on my other most recent.
This is also the scene from the poster that we used for the thumbnail.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can go right up here.
That's crazy.
So this is what I did last time.
Where'd you see this?
I just found it.
Really?
Wow,
Wow,
the
look
second
at you.
time I played, I just like went to the left here and well, you know, I think I might have seen something up here that indicated to me that I could go this way.
Sure you didn't like see a TikTok or something of it? You have to throw that?
No, I didn't see a TikTok. Yeah, because somehow you get around to the other side. I think this is all you do.
Oh yeah, you throw it there and
Just
then
get on
jump out the
top.
door?
Yeah. Oh, did I mess up the throw?
Yeah, it looks that way.
But yeah, I think
Loser.
I just might have like looked up here and there was like some loot or something. But I saw something that was like told me I
Where's
should.
that rope? Oh, there it is. No way you saw something from the ground.
Dude, I'm elite. I definitely didn't see like a TikTok or anything of this. That's I would remember that.
So you're just gonna like snipe them? From
Yeah,
up here?
this is what I did last time.
That's cool.
My first one.
Oh, it was already up
I know, but it was on my second one. Do do do.
there. Dang. Not gonna lie, kind of cool.
They're so bad at hiding.
Do you feel like Tommy?
I feel like Rambo.
Dang, why'd you do that?
He ducked. I thought I could get this little
She was
piece.
stuck the whole time.
Yeah, but I want to get this little piece of her head. Gotta try to get a full look. Anybody else out there? I just wish I knew exactly how much drop I needed.
Right.
It's like right here, you know? I could get him.
Yeah, but I think it's less than that, huh? It's been looking like it.
Hit a table right above her, right?
Right below her, I thought.
Right below her, yeah. So I need to be a little higher.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just like right on. No, it needs to be higher.
You know you can hold the
Oh, yeah.
left thing to steady it,
Why don't you move?
but you like run out of breath.
Yeah, I ran out of breath. Is there anybody else over here?
What do you mean, why doesn't she move? Because you're shooting at her.
Yeah, but is she gonna try to? Oh, there you go. She's gonna try to take me on. I actually can't see if that hit because of the reload. Yeah, I think it did. Anybody?
Are you sure it did?
I think so.
You gonna go in there and loot?
Yeah, I guess. I want to get the boat though.
Just jump down.
Yeah, you can. Nope.
Oh. Guess you didn't get them all, huh?
Yeah, I didn't. Get spotted. I did better at this when I played it by myself, but that's okay.
Excuses.
Oh, is that them right there? I can see him. I just
I couldn't.
can't get on. Can't get on like ground.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I see him now.
Damn it. Why is it so hard? Oh, I just need to get right here and I'll be good. Dang it. Bastard.
Son of a biscuit. Yeah, hit that boat. You know what I love in this game? When
What?
it's raining, that she puts her hood up.
I know. I talked about that when we were at the... Oh,
I know. I'm mocking you.
don't walk parallel to me. That makes it harder to shoot you. You're
Ooh.
no way. There's no way you live that.
You have nothing left.
Wolf kicked out.
Can you just run him over? That kill him?
I don't know.
It looked like it did.
Come here.
Oh, you're dead. No way. Why did she not shoot you?
Because I'm the best.
That's crazy.
Did the other one die from the boat?
I thought so. It's a very anticlimactic death. He just flopped over.
You know, in Deadpool when he's like, I'm killing you with the Zamboni.
It is the same as that, isn't it? Yeah, look at him. You just You shot that other lady with a sniper rifle, and she was okay.
He couldn't
To
get hit by a
fight
boat
you.
going 1 mile per hour. It was like a land too. It was like a land boat.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
You
full Molotov.
You
Yeah.
missed an arrow there too, I think. Oh, I'm seeing things.
Bro,
Thought it was on the desk.
insane. Maybe he'll get us a silencer eventually. The easiest way to walk through here. We do need loot. I can pick that up.
Gimme. Dang. Did you know if you held triangle, you can pick up all those at once? That's crazy.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
I did not.
She jumps so short sometimes.
She's just a girl.
No, she's the girl. She
Not in the
is
show.
moment.
Not in the show.
That's dope. What is this? Oh, an arrow. Finally, we have one stealth thing, Aaron. Cherish it. We have one arrow. Oh, two. I'm just one man. Finish that line.
With one arrow.
Or he said, how are you going to do that? You're just one man. Now we're two. Do you know what that's from?
Don't ask.
Come on. Now we're two? That's a bar with the stapler? That's from Batman Begins.
Yeah.
You can always just guess one of the Nolan Batman movies.
That's
It's
true.
usually going to be the answer.
Yeah. I'll do that next time. I feel like the last time I did that, though, I guessed 2 of them, and it was the third one.
What Sierra does when she guesses is she goes, Batman. And then inevitably I have to go, which Batman movie?
All right, I'm learning the game.
Yeah, this is a classic thing that all boats do. You see how she put her hood on? Peep that. Oh,
She took it off.
thunk. Where am I?
You're under the city.
So you think The Last of Us Season 2 is just as bad as Daredevil Born Again?
Yes.
I really didn't like Daredevil Born Again. You want to fight some zombies?
Would've been too easy.
Ooh. This part's hard.
Give you all the hard parts.
Are you sure you don't want to?
Take the easy parts to make myself
I
look
feel
cool.
like you
I'll do it.
barely did anything.
I'll do it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm just gonna Molotov it. It's like a shame.
Yeah, I
to
guess
upload
you
it.
do have loot. I guess you do have a lot more ammo than I normally do at this point.
Oh my god, bro's already setting up excuses.
All right, give it to me. Give it to me!
Don't worry, when I die, then I'll give it to you immediately. I mean,
So
I do
you-
agree with a lot of your complaints that like it's not it's the watered down version.
I'm
of
just
the
curious, are you holding Daredevil to a different standard because he's a guy?
characters. No, I think
Like,
that,
why doesn't it bother you that they're messing up literally your favorite female character in fiction?
well, like I said, because in the game, this is something we talked about in season 1 too. Like, you kill scores and scores of enemies, that would be like take you out of reality.
But in season 1, don't you think they still made Joel a badass?
Not as much as I would have liked them to until the last episode. I still don't think they had him do enough. Maybe they're planning something for Ellie later on.
Yeah, but I mean, he still
the same way.
got through that sniper, took the sniper down, and then saved them from the horde and the bloater. They snuck past the clickers. I feel like he did a lot more.
Yeah, but Ellie's also doing that kind of stuff. She fought the stalker, like she killed that guy. You know, like you could make the same case for Ellie.
Yeah, but don't you think season 1 is like a lot better than season 2?
I think that it is better. I think to say a lot better, I'll have to wait until I've seen all of season 2. Like when I was watching,
It's so weird you given the whole season a chance when
I was watching
you
Daredevil
weren't for Daredevil, you know?
No, I was. I mean, I was for
Wasn't.
Daredevil until I was for Daredevil until the halfway point of the season. Oh shit! Always forget about that.
Yeah, this is the hard part here.
Oh hey, big boy. You the scar? Don't eyeball me like that.
You know how they're gonna get past this in the game?
Run.
The door over there is probably unlocked.
What are you doing, Seattle?
Yeah, this is not even fair with all this ammo.
What's up, boy?
You're out of ammo. Go back to your. Oh, back to the.
I'm good. Dodge. Oh.
You still have shotgun blasts.
Yeah, but I kind of want to save them so that you don't have none. Oh my god.
Well, don't lose everything.
He's on me. He's on me. Wait, why am I not running when I'm pressing L1?
You're going backwards.
All right, here we go.
On your left.
You catch that reference in Thunderbolts too, when
Yeah.
he says "on your left"?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty obvious, so.
Yeah, but it's funny. Dude.
Oh no, I
He hit ya.
died.
He hit you.
Yeah, I told you I'd switch.
He hit ya.
I'm trying to save a little bit of something for after this, but I think there is loot in here after you kill them.
Oh, too close.
I don't think those do like a whole lot of damage, do they? You could even use 2 if you wanted to, because this guy's got an insane amount of health. This is a super bloater. Oh, there's health over there on the ground. Yeah. Nice.
I thought I didn't get him all the way.
Instant fatality. Oh, he's on.
Ah! Get up!
I am shocked that he didn't just grab you and insta-kill you like a clicker. It's hard too when you're on low health because you gotta dodge the little green smokes. It's like a touch of that will kill you.
Yeah. Gosh, too close to me. God, dang it. I think I killed him more than you, but you lasted longer than me.
I guess maybe we
I
can
unloaded that shotgun.
we can go all out.
Oh, he just walked out of the fire. I don't think throwing 2 at the same time is
I have a double fire. Dude.
maybe the move. Going forward.
I'm gonna maybe use the shotgun blast for like the other ones. Oh, like you?
Oh,
That was close. That one's pretty. Does a lot of damage. So hopefully that-
yeah, it does.
Weave. This one does good damage too. Where is he at? See where I am? Oh hey, brother. Whoa. Time to. Oh, he sneaky nose.
Dude, he's throwing something.
Thank you. I was not paying attention to that. I forget that.
Hit him with another fire. He's looking pretty thin. I think you'll.
I think I might have an idea. I just gotta get away from this guy. He's quick. This guy too.
Nice.
Nice, hit me.
You're at very low health here.
Okay. Oh.
That was not the bloater.
Yeah, but at least I got that one off me. Is he gonna charge? Yeah. Good thing there's that roar. Did he hit the other one?
Yeah, he's on the ground right by you.
I knew that was coming too. I charged him last second. I think he's charging maybe? I can't see him. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, buddy.
Throw another fire at him.
You say so, boss. You're the champ. I don't want to do it for him any longer. Is he dead?
Yeah. He's done.
Oh, okay, no more wasting ammo. Jeez, that's a tough fight. There's some decent plays in there. What do we want? This or this?
Back to that damn Ferris wheel.
Yeah, actually, the knife thing has a lot of health left in it. Usually, when I play solo, when I'm like more focused, less focused on the recording aspect, I'll like take my weapon down to the like close to the lowest health before I upgrade it. You know, so I get the max use out of it. Your mom.
There's a door right there. Yeah. Want some M&Ms?
I'm okay right now. But there's just so many.
Sponsored by Peanut M&Ms.
Sequences like this will just never see the light of day on the silver screen, you know? It's frustrating that some of the stuff in here is so cool. And it's not going to be... It's never going to make the cut, you know? I just like to see some more of them just fighting zombies. And you could intertwine it into the plot, you know? I thought there was some more loot back here, that's why I came back.
I feel like there's definitely time to do stuff like that, you know?
They devoted so much time to that, like, Seth guy. Not Seth. What's his name?
Yeah. I think that is his name. Is it not? Seth.
Yeah, Seth. I think that is his name. Yeah, you're right. But they devoted unnecessary time to him that could have been way better used. He's just in the game, he's just gone.
Right. And to the therapist lady, who's not good at her job because she's also emotionally distressed.
I saw somebody call that plotline a crutch, because they're just using her to like have people tell her their feelings.
Yeah.
So it basically is just a narrative crutch because people don't have to show, they can just explain to her what's bothering them.
That's true. Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of a fair complaint, especially considering she didn't exist in the game at all. Adding her in, you know, gives the chance for people to like talk to her about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the game, we don't really know how Joel feels about lying to Ellie. Like, he kind of talks about being conflicted when he talks to her, doesn't he? Oh, I think I just screwed up, didn't I?
Yeah. I think at some point in the game, he's like, you know, I would do it all over again.
Yeah, when the flashback,
says that
the
to
flashback
Ellie,
when it'll be the next flashback I think that we see. It's the one that's outside of this place, of the hospital.
There's a branch that you got to clear. Somewhere up here.
Gotta go across, right?
Yeah, right there.
Finally.
That's height. Okay.
Forgiven.
There.
You just jump down.
Oh, for some reason, I thought I wanted to go that way.
Well, we'll just take you to the same spot. But your boat's down there.
Oh, that would hurt.
Well,
Also-
you got to open the door first. You idiot. This is that part you were talking about earlier with
That'll be hard to film.
the crazy water, yeah.
You want to boat it? You haven't got to drive the boat at all.
Sure. This has been a good episode.
We have
enjoyed
passionate,
talking about the show.
Yeah, we have passionate feelings on this episode of the show, whereas the last one was kind of mild.
Yeah, the
they
last
didn't
one,
give us
like-
a lot to talk about
Yeah, like not a lot happened. I mean, we were still,
in Jackson.
yeah, we still had like some complaints and I guess some things that we liked, but not like this one. This one I had a lot of things that I really just did not like. Like I was watching it, not enjoying it. It's your turn to talk.
This point that we're getting to right now, I honestly think is where they're going to end season 1. That's my prediction. What do you think? We're getting to where she kills Mel and Owen, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think Tommy appears here. So maybe they'll still have Tommy appear here to kind of get the plot back on track. That would honestly kind of make sense. You know what I mean? If Tommy followed her here to come
But-
save her.
Haven't they seen some tarnage in front of them already in the show? Or am I just making that up?
I think you're just making that up. I mean, they found the tank that maybe had... I don't remember if there was even anything in the tank.
I guess I'm more so thinking of the wolves
Yeah,
being
But-
hung.
from the scars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at that point we see tarnage from
Carnage.
Carnage.
Why are you saying tarnage?
I don't
know. I let it go the first time.
Yeah, you did. You know how I do words. They don't
You
always
just-
work.
You just don't follow the rules of the language.
Yeah, they don't always work. It
But-
happens.
I think this would be a logical place to end season 1. It'd be a pretty good cliffhanger. It would reunite Ellie with Tommy if that's what they're going to do. But say Ellie gets here, does this, it'd be a big shocking thing. Oh my god, Ellie killed somebody who's pregnant.
If they do that.
Yeah, if they do it. They haven't shown Mel being pregnant yet.
Maybe they'll be like, no, she's pregnant. And then they have sex.
Her and Owen. And then,
Her and Mel.
and then Dana would be like, go back to Owen. And she'll be like, I already did. But that's what would make sense to me from what I've seen so far. I mean, this is kind of a halfway point, and it's a climactic moment for a season finale, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So with they just went through a breakneck pace for like Seattle day 1. So I think I could see them catching up to this point.
Which is annoying,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
they spent so much time leaving Jackson, and then they spent so little time in Seattle day 1.
Which even if they ended at this point, they would still have time to do 2 more seasons, I think. Because they could do another season that they still have to introduce Lev and Yara. So they could introduce them in season 3 and do that whole storyline with the Scars versus the Wolves. And then season 4, they still would have... Well, then season 3 would culminate with Ellie versus Abby. And then season 4, they'd still have to do Ellie tracking Abby back down in like California or whatever. And then their final fight.
Is that too drawn out for a show, you know?
I don't know. The seasons are kind of short. How many episodes are there?
I think
7,
there's
8?
going to be 7 for this season.
Yeah, I mean, the seasons are pretty short in terms of episodes.
Where do I go?
I could see that being the plot line. But this point, like I said, it's
Where do I go? Do you know?
Did you just climb up that ladder? Turn
Right.
around behind you and drop down there. I know this game like the back of my hand. 70 hours played. But yeah, at this point it's climactic. It's crazy. You have the shooting of Bear, the dog, horrific tragedy. The killing of Mel, you know, a little bit less of a tragedy. And Owen, honestly, who even really cares?
That's crazy. You just said that.
Well, I said less of a tragedy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What, you don't care? Who do you care about more, Bear or Mel?
Mel's a person.
And Bear is a dog. Are we just saying random things now?
Random. Bro, where do I go? Why am I so lost?
In life or like in the game?
Honestly, both.
There you go. You found it. You nailed it.
I know this game like the back of my hand.
You also like found it like backwards.
80 hours.
80 hours played. That's honestly not even a lot. People with thousands of hours in this game.
Yeah, it's not a lot, but it's more than you because I also have these hours.
Yeah, but it's just like mostly you dying and then me coming in and saving the day. Ellie is the absolute best at falling through stuff. This happens to her nonstop. Hey, Bear! Ellie, don't do it. Let him kill you.
That's crazy. Ooh,
No.
in the stomach.
No. Oh my god, why? No, he's not a stupid dog. He's a good boy. She knows not what she does. And this is the surgical suite where they just operated on Yara, which you would not know at all in the first playthrough, but interesting on the second playthrough to know things like that. This place is so spooky and mysterious to me. When I first played this, I was so nervous. I was like, Abby's about to jump out and snap my neck with her humongous biceps.
Right.
About to crush my head between her thighs like a watermelon.
not the time to journal.
I know. She whips out the journal and like draws a picture in the middle of her onslaught, middle of her. Oh, that's I think Abby comes in that way.
Yeah, but
later.
there's no rope. Why am I so lost?
You just go through that door. That's all.
This one?
Turn around.
Oh, there.
Nope. Nope. Turn around. There you go. It's a closed door back there. Nope. To the
What are you
right.
talking about?
To the right, straight. Oh. You looked right at it, and then you like went to the left.
I just got turned around, okay? I thought I already went into this room.
Not realizing her coming in here is kind of
Then
a
don't.
huge lack of awareness.
Go back.
They're in the middle of an argument.
I know, I guess, but
Do you know how many things I've stolen from your house when you're arguing with Sierra?
Hands up.
is that where my
Your
Million-
favorite pair of underwear
my
went?
$1 million
Yes.
PC went up?
You're that girl from Jackson.
Tell me where she
What
went.
are you doing with those? What are you doing with those
Don't
underwear?
worry about it.
Give her what she wants.
You guys can survive this.
Do you think the season will end here?
Bullshit.
It's a good
What do you
spot.
think about my theory? I feel like it's a good spot, and I feel like it's a good way to bring Tommy back in. Because in this scene in the game, Tommy comes and like is like, "We gotta go," and like saves her. He happens to run into her here, and like goes back to the movie theater with her. So it would be that perfect intersecting point if you were going to write it where Tommy went after her to bring her back to Jackson. To
Like,
like,
are they going
find
to
her.
show any of Abby's day one?
That is a good question because that significantly slows things down.
By a lot.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, let's say this next episode,
Probably dead anyway.
they do Abby day one.
Stop.
You can talk.
I think Abby's night one is when she meets Lev and Yara. That's literally like at night, and then she goes to sleep in that little RV with them, and then she wakes up on day 2 and leaves from them.
Yeah. So maybe we will meet them next episode, huh?
Eventually, I think they were cast, right? I want to say there was casting news. The choreography of that was kind of crazy.
Dude, the choreography in this game is so good. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Are you
why?
stopping her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, you seem really chill.
Like, why? I played this before. Like, why can't they have the same choreography or a similar level? It's the same, you know? Like,
If it's motion capture,
Tell me where Abby is.
I think the choreography in this game for these like cutscenes are some of the best ever filmed. Like, it's so good and realistic and like grounded in a way, you know? Like, it's really cool. It's
Man.
like they know how to fight, but they're also like not professional fighters, you know? Ellie, control yourself.
man, look how good it looks visually. But yeah, I agree with you. They don't treat them like secret agents, but like they know how to handle themselves.
Right. They're scrappy.
Yeah. There's our boy.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I like the way they filmed that too with the ringing
Mm-hmm.
and then bringing the sound back in. It's a real good like hyperventilation moment.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. It's all right.
This would be a cliffhanger because you'd be like, "Oh, damn! Like, where's Abby? What's going on?" And then it would end.
But would it be like, oh, Tommy, how'd you get here?
They might do like another. I mean, they might do a scene after, like them sitting at the what you call it. You know,
The theater.
isn't this next part where Abby literally shows up? See, this is why it'd be perfect if they did it like the game because Abby
Yeah.
would show up and then she would kill Tommy.
But then
And
they
then she would hold her at gunpoint, and it would end the season and cut back. And season 2 would cut back to Abby's perspective.
no, I don't think they'll do because we've played.
No, I don't think they'll do that at all.
No, because we've played some of Abby, right? Or not yet?
Just the sequence at the very beginning
Yeah,
when
yeah, because they do
before
all
Joel
3
dies.
days
Together.
individually, right?
Yeah.
So you're literally playing like the first half of the game is Ellie, and then the second is Abby. So
Well, then you go back to playing Ellie again. So it's an interesting style of gameplay.
yeah,
We should probably.
I think
Let's
this is a
just-
good stopping
yeah,
point.
stop
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
It's about to get crazy for the start of our next portion, and then we'll be playing as Abby. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
that's cool.
Exciting stuff. We're gonna have all Abby's weapons.
Dude, let's go. Let us know what you guys think of the Last of Us show and the Last of Us game. I love having this conversation. Andrew and I agree for the most part, but are you more on my side where the show is not living up to the game at all, or are you kind of on Andrew's side where you're still kind of waiting it out? You still think the show's good, but you're hoping that like things progress the right way. Let us know down in the comments below. If you want to join the conversation even more, you can click on our Discord link in the description of this video, where we chat more about movies, TV shows, comics, video games like this one. We'd love to have you there. It's totally free to join. Just got to click the link in the description. We're on every social media platform, so make sure you check us out there. We're posting clips about shows and movies that are relevant at the time, different content than our podcast. So keep up with that if you'd like. Thanks so much for watching, and
That's a wrap.